Okay, guys, we'll continue. Elokai Netzor. Well, we're not hungry yet, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so we finished analyzing it with Nigle traditional sources. I will start now with some chassidic sources. So Elokai Netzor leshoni meral sefatay midah mirma. As we said, we're asked Hashem, guard my tongue from evil and my lips from speaking deceitfully. Now, this little part of the Amidah, this paragraph, was added, I guess, years later or sometime later after the Amidah was established. And here we're saying, okay, Hashem, please help us not speak Lashon Hara, not speak negatively about other people, not be deceitful, not say lies. But if we analyze, or as we have analyzed the Amidah from the chassidic perspective, we know the whole davening is a process of elevation throughout the spiritual worlds. We start down here in the physical world, and we go up to spiritual Asiya, Yetzira, Beriya, and the height of that whole travel, of that whole trip, is the Amidah, where we get to the highest world, the world of Atzilut, the highest spiritual world. You've heard these names before?
I have not, no.
Okay, nice to meet you. You meet nice, whatever, yeah.
Oh, right. I hadn't learned that before either.
So, amongst the four main spiritual worlds, which one is higher than the next, Atzilut is the highest level. And if you pray, if you daven properly, if you go through the whole process properly, you are traveling through spiritual worlds. And so you would ask yourself, after we're about to start our descent, yeah, from the Amidah we're going to start our descent. So we're basically at the top of the mountain. Who's thinking about speaking Lashon Hara? Who? Again, if you daven properly, is this the right time to talk about protect my tongue from speaking badly about others? Protect my tongue from saying lies. At this point, we should be completely nullified to Hashem. Our will should be completely aligned with Hashem's will. Again, it doesn't matter whether we actually get to this level or not, because that's not what we're analyzing. We're analyzing the fact that the prayer takes you to that place. If you do it properly, you get to that place, and the words are there at that level. So what are we doing? Why are we worried about Lashon Hara, about speaking badly about others at that point in time? So one way to explain this is that before we started davening, or I'll ask this, Mark, are you a good Jew?
Depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
Next question.
Next question. Avram, you're a good Jew?
No.
No. David.
It's for others to judge, not me.
Okay. I hope tzaddikim here. Or you're lying. People usually think, I'm a good Jew. What do I look at all I do, no? Right?
I think so.
There you go. Mark said the truth. We felt like we're look, 6:15 in the morning. I'm in shul. I'm not a good Jew? On a fast day? What do you want? We do things the right way. But the problem is, once we have gotten so close to Hashem, through davening and get into the world of Atzilut, now something that we might have done that didn't look bad, didn't look like we did anything bad, suddenly we have a new appreciation for what's good and what's not so good. And we start, maybe I'm not such a good Jew, even though I woke up at 5 in the morning. Not to eat, just to be in time for class. Yeah?
4:30. That's
4:30. Well, that's against your will. That's just what...
I know you think I'm crazy.
But so now at this point, a little dot in my white clothing. It's before I came with my black T-shirt, and so you can't see the spots. But now after this whole davening, now I look all white and say, oh, look at that little dot. No, don't look at it. So over here, yeah.
Nobody caught one.
So with this new conscious that we achieved, we can see maybe something that is not perfect. And so we see it. And so we ask Hashem, please make sure we don't speak Lashon Hara. Make sure we don't say lies. We don't speak deceitfully. Because now I realize I did do it. If you would have asked me 20 minutes ago, an hour ago, when did I speak Lashon Hara? Now I see it. Now I can see it. So it's a similar reasoning why we do Tachanun after the Amidah. Why you do Tachanun? Why you say, sorry, I did. It's like, I'm going to hit you, David. Then we're going to go out, have some fun. And then I'm going to say sorry for hitting you. He says, why? You say sorry first and then we hang out. He says, no, we hanged out with Hashem and then we say sorry. Why? Because at the beginning we didn't even realize we did anything to Hashem. But by the time we get off the Amidah and we get to Tachanun to do the confession, now we can confess. Now I realize I have stuff to say sorry about. It's the same idea. Besides for that, there's some opinions that say that Lashon Hara can be an obstacle in your prayers being accepted on high. So it has a relationship to prayer. That's one thing. The other thing is that sometimes, you learn a whole year about the Amidah. And then finally, maybe one day, you can actually pray properly, which means you prayed for 10, 15 minutes longer than Zev let you pray. Right, Zev? And then you come out of davening and says, look, I am nullified to Hashem. And suddenly you start saying, look at that guy. That guy didn't pray properly. He's not nullified to Hashem. And look at this guy. He thinks he... So you could end up leaving davening thinking you're better than everybody else. And maybe not speaking Lashon Hara, but at least thinking it. So, look at that guy. He came late to davening, and he left before me. What did he do? I was here 4:30 in the morning, 6:15, whatever. Yeah. And so, now that we think that we're at this high level, we might start looking at people like they are at a low level, which is, it requires more work. You're going to need to daven again, so that the next time, when you do get to a certain level, you don't look at other people wrong, because that means you got there, but you need to practice it more.
I noticed that when it comes to the Amida, men who are a lot more knowledgeable than I am usually take longer to get through it than I do. And see, some people, I couldn't read English as fast if I wanted to get through it as quickly as they seek to finish. Must be on different levels of spirituality.
Yeah, some people are in a hurry. Some people are not. So it's not about, if I have to get through the words, I can say it pretty quickly. But you try to pay attention. As you're trying to pay attention, usually some thoughts come into your head about something that went on yesterday or what's going on later, and then you keep reading, but you're not there, and then you come back and you're fighting through it. And then you're worried about missing Kedusha, because you want to... Because if I'm going to daven in an amazing way, then who cares about Kedusha? You just keep going. But if I'm going to daven in my usual, not so amazing way, I should finish up on time so I can answer Kedusha. And then some people, there's no time during the week, but maybe on Shabbos you can pray properly. At the end, Like there's a certain time you can start davening, and then if you have to get to work or take the kids to school or do whatever, then you might not have time to pray properly on a weekday, but then you can pray properly on Shabbos or on a Sunday or on January 1st. It's coming up. Yeah. So anyways, we want to leave the Amida with this bitul, with this nullification, so that we can take that with us, but not in a way that we step on other people, in a way that we also nullify ourselves to other Yidden, which also have a chelek Elokai Netzor mamash, a little part of Hashem in them. Okay.
Hey.
Shemendul. Okay. Now, hopefully, really, what we're asking here from Hashem is not to literally not speak Lashon Hara. And Lashon Hara is not like, it's literally an outright avera, an outright sin, to speak badly about another Jew. But then we might be asking to protect us from Avak Lashon Hara. Avak Lashon Hara literally means the dust of evil speech. Why the dust? It's like when a car speeds off and it's just dust. And now, is the dust the car? No, but you know a car just left because you see the dust coming up, right? So the dust of Lashon Hara is not Lashon Hara, but it's close. It smells like it looks like it, etc.
What would be an example?
We're gonna go right there. So here we're hopefully not asking Hashem to protect us from Lashon Hara, because we're not gonna, you know what David did? No, we wouldn't do that. But he should protect you from this dust of Lashon Hara. So dust of Lashon Hara is not when you actually speak badly about somebody else, but you insinuate it. Or like if someone comes into shul looking funny, and you look on someone else and you make a face. Did you speak Lashon Hara? No. But you did something. You make a face, you laugh, you wink, you do something that the other person understands what you're communicating about this other person. You roll your eyes, whatever, you did something to communicate to somebody else something not good about somebody else. So is it officially the definition of Lashon Hara? No, I did not say anything. But it's called the dust of Lashon Hara.
Is having just a thought?
No.
Not showing it, is that?
No.
No.
You showed it with some
You have to show
facial
it.
expression,
But just
movement
having
on
the
the
thought
hands.
is not enough to qualify.
No, it's not good, but thoughts are hard to control.
Okay.
Having a thought having a thought is not controllable. Dwelling on a thought, it is controllable, and it's a different problem. Avak Lashon Hara could also be if you rebuke someone about something, and you also do it. It's a different twist on this.
Hypocrisy.
You might not even realize. You might do it in a more subtle way. Usually, when you get angry with someone, and you do it too, some form. Sometimes you see your kids doing something and you scream at them because you don't want them to do what you do.
Yeah, right.
You say, I do that, but I don't want you to do it, so I'm going to scream at you. So, shkoyach. Yeah. I've never done that today. I haven't screamed at anybody today. I just woke them up, they had breakfast, they went back to sleep. Okay. Now this is something very, very important. Hopefully we can explain it properly. So we're not okay. So why we're asking for this quasi Lashon Hara at the end of the Amidah? Why this particular thing? So it's not. We're now again based on this. We're not even asking Hashem to protect us from lashon hara, but from quasi dust of lashon hara. And the thing is, it's very hard to protect yourself against something that it's easy to consider it like, I didn't mean to do that. I just moved my nose a little bit, so what do you want? I did like this. It's like, well, like there wasn't a whole thought process behind my action. I didn't do anything. I mean, come on. So sometimes it's much harder to protect yourself from these subtle things than from outright things. I'm not going to go up to Avram and talk bad about this guy. I do like this. So I didn't do anything. Right? You even think you didn't do anything. And in fact, in some form, and bear with me, in some form, when you do a subtle quasi sin, it might even be worse than an actual sin. How's that?
Why would that be?
Doesn't make sense. Okay,
No.
let's try to, with the 4 minutes we have, let's try to analyze. Yeah, 4 minutes.
6:35.
6:36.
4 minutes. Now you're taking time away from me.
Oh, yeah, now 6.
Okay, when you do something clearly bad and you did it and you consciously did it, you know you did something wrong.
Mm.
Now the punishment might be very ugly, could be bad based on what the punishments are in the Torah, but it doesn't have to reflect who you really are. You made a bad decision consciously. Okay? You made a terrible decision. It does not have to automatically reflect and say, that is the definition of this guy, because he did that. But when you do something bad that you weren't trying to do, or you didn't know, or it's hard to qualify it as an actual bad thing, here the punishment is not bad, it's not something grave, but it could reflect an essential problem with you. Because you did this unconsciously. It's not that a thought came into your mind and you made a decision, a wrong decision to do something bad. Is that this is a natural thing that came out of you. You didn't think about it. Now, I didn't actually do Lashon Hara. I only did Avak Lashon Hara, just the dust. But it came from you, so it could reveal a much worse thing that you need to fix. Again, and I don't know if you have had enough time to experience this, but sometimes throughout life you forget it's Shabbos and you turn on a light or you turn it off. It's but you weren't. Right? Your kids, somebody, I came out of the bathroom and I turned it off. I forgot to put the tape, so it's a fault of the who didn't put the tape on the thing in the bathroom, so I turned off the light. Now, do you think a tzaddik would walk out of a bathroom and turn on a light if it didn't have a tape? Do you think they would make an unconscious mistake? And again, nobody's accusing you of saying, I don't care, Shabbos, I'm going to turn off the light, I'm going to turn it on. No, it's not what you did. But sometimes a subconscious lack means, okay, you have, don't think of yourself as so good. Okay, you're making good decisions, but you still have to work on your subconscious decisions. So now this is more aligned to, okay, I'm up here in Atzilut, I'm going to come back down, and I'm asking Hashem, protect me, help me that these things don't come out, and then again, don't happen, and hopefully they're not there. I'm not subconsciously aligned to doing negative things.
No, but that example that you just gave, I don't see how, if you're very groggy and it's the middle of the night, you accidentally turn on the light, is worse than making the conscious decision, to hell with Shabbos, I'm gonna turn the light on,
It just means that you might have a worse problem, it's
Right.
like.
It's not that you did it on purpose. You're okay. You did it. Let's go. I'm going to shoot you now because no, but there is a worse part in it than if you would have done it on purpose. It's okay. I've done it too. I've done it too. My kids, I've done it too. My wife. Sorry. Now I'm speaking Lashon Hara about my family.
Oh, no.
It happens. It just means Hashem is telling you have something to work on. Just make sure if you turn it on and off, don't react by reversing it. I've seen that. I haven't done that myself, but I've seen that other people do. Oh no, I couldn't do it, and then you turn it back off, or you turn it back on. So no, now, now you did a double whammy. Yeah. But yeah. Now that we're up here in the subtle world of Atzilut, and we're very sensing all the little things, we can appreciate how an unconscious wrong thing can be worse than a conscious one. I'm not attacking anyone. We still like you. Okay, thank you for the extra minute and a half. We'll continue tomorrow.